You're a youngster at 70.
Yeah, they keep telling me I'm a youngster. I don't deserve to be there. Of course, looking like I'm only 55 doesn't help. I got somebody to accuse me this today at the bridge table that I wasn't even 60.
You got the 90-year-old sitting out on the front porch. Get those damn kids off my lawn.
That's right. I
That's
was
funny.
playing bridge today with a guy who's 91, and he used to be the chief pilot for the Air Force One.
Oh, wow.
So we had a great time between bridge games talking Air Force stuff.
I bet.
I think we ought to take the particle barbette off the Harrier and switch it out with one of these pulse.
Or buy a particle barbette and just swap it.
Well, yeah, if we bought one, which we don't have the money to
I mean,
do
look at.
presently.
I mean, this thing's got 4 missile barbettes. You could do 3
Yeah,
missile barbettes and use 1 particle barbette.
that's right.
But I am 100% in agreement with you that you need a particle barbette, and I'm not going to tell you
Yeah.
why I think that, but you do need a particle
Gee,
barbette.
Oh well, the reason
talk
I
about a
think we
huge,
need,
huge hit.
well, I mean, the particle barbette. I mean, just okay. Right now, the pulse lasers on this thing, they got that long range, which is okay, I guess. But when you get that very long range and that thrust 5, I mean, the way to do the fighting is to stay at very long range as much as we can and just tag the shit out of them during that time.
Right.
I mean that if they get
What's the
within
range on
long
the missiles?
range,
What's the range on the missiles?
but
Missiles
are
are
slow.
that's the problem, is that missiles are slow. The particle barbette, however, it's got obscene range, and there are some other benefits to the particle beam that
Well,
will become
the
evident later.
the nuke, the radioactive thing. So I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right? There's
Yeah,
that too, yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for throwing a radioactive lightning bolt across, vast distances of space.
50,000 kilometers, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's the way to fight space combat is to stay as far away from the opponent as you possibly can and fuck them up before they can touch you.
Right.
I
That
think we need to mount grazers.
Mount what?
Grazers.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if you guys are at tech level that you could use grazers.
Yeah,
Are
we
you?
could do 2 light seconds.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're not in the. There's nothing about them in the companions or the.
Oh,
oh
are they
that
not in there yet?
No, that's from
Well, I
Honorverse.
know they've got masers, but I don't even know if they've got ship mounted masers. I think the closest they've got are masons. And this ship is probably too small for even a mason.
Probably.
I think it requires like a bay or a either a bay or a
yeah.
spinal mount.
Missiles are just so expensive. So I mean, I'm all for
Cheap,
switching out.
cheap.
Nukes are
Man,
great. Nukes are great. Regular missiles are great, and this is what I'm saying is that with 3 missile barbettes, is that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If we
Let
drop
me look at
one
this.
and pick up,
Well, you got 4 missile barbettes, so if you drop one and go with a particle beam barbette, and you've got 3 missile barbettes, that is obscene because that means that well, I'd have to.
oh,
I would have
with
to.
all our stealth technology, I mean, the fact that we can come in the
Yeah,
system and
it's
you don't
got
know that
stealth jump and all of that. The only thing
yeah,
that this ship doesn't have that the Harrier does have is it does not have the holographic hull. That's the only thing. But aside from
yeah,
that, it still has the stealth jump and all of that. Nobody's going to know when you jump into system, any of
yep.
that.
And if we have our pinger off, it's going to be hard to find us.
Right.
I mean, yeah. and it's got really nice, very nice sensor suite on this ship. I mean,
So the Rorix Command Vessel, it was designed, if you look at the picture here, the wings, at the tips of the wing, quote unquote wings, they have Type 3 clamps, docking clamps, and they are designed so that Harriers can attach to those wings. Now the downside of it is even if you only have one Harrier attached, that drops your jump down to jump 1. But it allows the Rorix to act as a resupply ship. So, I mean, I don't. Does it have an unwrap? It does have an unwrap system, so it can resupply Harriers in the field, which
We can
is
take both ships.
yeah, but being limited to the J1, I mean, we'll have to have times where we have to have the crew to be able to fly the Harrier and this ship, so we can both do like a fleet jump
right
at J2. So we need to. I mean, in order for this really to work at a prime, I mean, I think we should leave the shenanigans as our undercover good guy ship.
your primary.
Right. Well, this here is our Drinax, power ships. That, I mean,
We're gonna go convince people to join the king or else.
Yes.
Well,
right. Yes. Not very many systems can say that they've seen a Rorix jump into their system in recent memory.
Thing that bothers me is I can't find a 3D miniature for this ship to print out.
Yeah. Well, and even at 600 tons, most of the systems in the Reach, I mean, if they detect that there's a Rorix that has jumped into system, they're going to shit their pants. I mean, the only thing that a Rorix is really good for is generally, I mean, what it's known for is oppression and obviously piracy. I'm sorry, commerce raiding, and the only thing that makes them sweat more than something like this, because it is a Sindalian design and it has history behind it, is like a fucking Imperial ship jumping in. Like a capital ship, and then they're like, oh shit, everybody hide stuff and look busy, because they're gonna be looking for something. So,
but we also have stealth jump, so they might not detect us when we get in.
That's true. Yeah, but I mean, if you announce yourself, I mean, there's that too, because once you announce yourself, then they're going to be able to detect where you are. They're going to be able to detect who you are and what you're flying, and then there will be a pause as they go and change their pants, and realize that it's a Rorix, and then all sorts of good things happen.
Fleet combat is far more powerful than the sum of its parts. I mean, having two ships that, I mean, if we get into it, having both the Anubis and this ship, I think we need to be able to man them both, and all that to really be most effective. I mean, all these the defense systems and all that, if we're gonna, I mean, we need to be a little bit more powerful space-wise, I think, naval-wise, than what we've been.
So, in my opinion, and the Rorix has been on my radar for a while to give to you guys. When we ran through Mystery BTSHT 365, I'm the one who created the Rasputin, and I knew that at the time, at its tonnage, a group of this size could not really pilot that ship. I mean, You could, but if you got into a fight, you're going to be seriously hamstringed because you don't have enough people to work all the turrets. And so, looking at this realistically, a group of your size, a normal traveler group, about 600 to 800 tons is the max size that you can really go where you're not completely boned as far as, I mean, even this ship, I mean, it requires 6 gunners. So even so, everybody's going to have something to do. I mean, realistically. So
Are we able to link the guns?
no. I mean,
Can't you fire them on auto?
Well, it's actually only 3 guns, isn't it? It's a barbette for the 4-ton is that missile barbette, which is one
yeah, but
shot.
it's also the 2 dual turrets.
No.
Right, well, that's what I mean. I'm thinking it says 6 gunners. You probably need that many people making sure your missiles get loaded.
Well, there's 4 barbettes and then there's 2 turrets.
Oh, is it 4 barbettes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4 barbettes and 2 dual turrets, and so I mean that could be problematic. However, I'm looking at, does it show your
And I don't have
software?
gun or anything.
This doesn't show any of the software. I would imagine. Oh wait, no. So I would imagine you could probably buy fire control software that would operate some of those turrets automated.
Yeah.
You know, there's that, and of course they would get any bonus from the sensors operator. Excuse me. There's that. So
we can call their bluff until we get enough people to man it, because if one thing's shooting from this thing, who the hell is gonna guess that? You know,
right.
nobody's gonna.
I mean, let's call this what it is. It's a fucking gunboat, is what this is. I mean, you look at the armament on this, and it's, you know, that's what it does. It's a 600-ton gunboat with super dense bonded armor.
I think if we're gonna fly this boat, we ought to remove one of the missile barbettes from it and take the particle barbette off the Anubis.
Well, what I'm saying is don't remove the particle barbette from the Anubis. I'm saying buy a new one.
That's several million credits.
I don't think it's that expensive, because you already have the barbette.
Okay.
You're not buying the whole barbette. You're just buying the particle beam. And you can exchange the cost of the missile launcher. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, it's still my understanding that we pretty much broke ourselves just in transporting costs and shit.
Well,
to be able to get this.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and bring us in. Welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys just settled these refugees on Sif, and about 8 months has gone by of transferring refugees back and forth between Hittiakia, Colony 6, and Sif, and we will be picking up with them, working out their new ship, the Rorix Command Vessel. But before we get started, we want to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are partnerships or sponsorships of any kind. These are just products that we really like. And tonight we would like to thank Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes beautiful wooden tabletop accessories for your tabletop role-playing games, such as dice vaults, DM screens, dice towers, the player vault. I mean, they have anything that you could possibly imagine. It's all customizable. If you order something that is customized, it will usually ship within 3 to 6 weeks. If you order something that they have in inventory, which they do have a lot of items in inventory, and you might just pick something out that you really like. If you pick one of those, that's usually going to ship in 1 to 2 business days. If you haven't ordered, or if you have and you're wanting more of the good stuff, we can hook you up. We've got a 10% discount code, good for everything on their site. So take anything that you're going to put into your cart, and at checkout, go ahead and use the code FRIEND in all capital letters, and that will net you a 10% discount. If you send them an email, make sure that you tell them where you got that code from. So where we picked up from last week, you guys had duteously planted your refugees on Sif, a planet known for its diplomacy, of its diplomatic nature. All the powers of the Trojan Reach, well, at least this region of it, all end up coming to Sif because Sif likes to promote that diplomatic overture. And because of that diplomatic overture, there has been a lot of tragedy and disaster averted. The Aslan Herate have been talked down off of their cat tree. The Imperium has been talked down from shooting the cats on the cat tree. And even Yggdrasil has been placated, or the Florian League. I mean, there is just no stop to what has transpired on Sif. And every once in a while, the company that owns Sif, Starlink Merchant Factors, they come in and they try to throw their weight around. But Sif has gotten to a point, the civilians that live on Sif have gotten to a point with their diplomatic nature that they basically are to a point now where they can tell Starlink Merchant Factors to shove off. And Starlink generally does, because what's it to them? They're still making money either way. So, all right, you told us to fuck off. I guess we'll go fuck off, and then we'll just keep making money. I mean, it's a pretty sweet deal for everybody involved. And so you guys, you have part of your deals, part and parcel, all said and done. Well, the first thing that happens, and hold on, I need to look at this. Oh, I know where you're going to get the particle beam. I know exactly where you're going to get the particle beam. Hold on just a second, I'll tell you. See, I knew there was something about this that I was missing, and that's it. I knew exactly where this particle beam was going to come from. So the first thing about this, you get a number of things for having completed repatriating these refugees. The first and foremost thing that you get is that you get the you curry the favor of the the clan lord of Hittiakia, and part of that is that the first thing you get are 5 ship shares, and so whoever's keeping track of what your party kitty is, you have 5 ship shares. Now, those five ship shares, they don't add to a whole lot. I mean, if you were to hang on to them, they're worth 10,000 a year. But you can use those 5 ship shares in upgrading your ship. So you could spend those 5 ship shares. They're worth 10,000 apiece. The other thing that you can get is weapons for a ship that you already own, which you now own the Rorix, that would equal 2 turrets with any armaments. So,
two particle barbettes in place of missiles just seems like a good decision.
That's
you don't have,
yes.
Yeah, you don't have to reload them like you do the missiles. I mean, missiles are fun, but they're really only fun if they're nukes. The others, they do stuff, but man, come on.
Well, you could trade in one of those turrets for a particle beam and do 1 barbette, and you could trade in the other turret worth for 12 nuclear missiles. You could do that. And the last thing that you get is a vehicle or small craft with a maximum value of 5 mega credits.
Oh my!
Right. So I mean that's a serious vehicle. And I'm looking. Let's see. What is the cargo space? You have 36.
It's like 34.
You
Yeah,
got
36.
36 metric tons of cargo space here on the Rorix, and I'm just spitballing the Rorix here. But I mean, with 36 metric tons, let me look. Where's the vehicle? I mean, you could go really crazy.
Yeah, I want.
You go with an ATV
one.
or something like that. Is what I'm saying. What?
Man, you can get tanks and shit for. I mean, grav tanks for five
Well,
mil, can't you?
yeah, but let's look at what their you want to look at what their shipping weight is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even a modern tank nowadays is 70 tons.
Yeah, see, and that's a problem. But an ATV has a shipping weight of only 10 tons. That is on page 116 of the vehicle handbook.
I wish I had a vehicle handbook.
It's available on our server.
Is there anything we can do? I mean, while we're talking about it, to make the hull less susceptible to being picked up by sensors and stuff. I mean, I know we might not be able to match the holographic hull of the Anubis.
So I mean, here's the reality: the holographic hull on the Anubis really, I don't know. I've had some problems with the usefulness of that. So so if you take the holographic hull as written and you look at it, all it's basically good for doing is you can change the outward like paint scheme and appearance of the vessel. It does not change the shape of the ship or any of that. And my thought on that is that seems like a massive expense for something that's completely and totally useless.
I like having the more dense armor. I mean, this is definitely a more battle-worthy ship.
Oh yeah, the Rorix is quite durable. But let me.
You know what we could do with this ship is, I mean, we could house. We just need to hire a bunch of people. We could house. We could just take over other ships and just clamp onto them and take them like a praying mantis, if you will.
Well, this ship already has the breaching tube. You don't have to pay to have anything modified.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just breach, exterminate, repopulate.
It also has forced linkage. So this ship, you can use the breaching tube, and the forced linkage can force the ability to take over the other ship.
See, I mean, it's just like a fleet making ship. What we need to do is we need to figure out a way to invest in EMP missiles.
So the first thing, and I think Tang had posted this earlier, is that the first order of business is to name the Rorix, and his idea was to name it Osiris, since the other ship has been renamed to Anubis, keeping with the Egyptian motif. I like the idea.
That was actually my idea as well, so yeah.
Can't we just name it something really dumb? That's what I usually do.
I mean, that's always an option.
You can name it dumber.
Yeah. This is the spaceship dildo coming in, flying
Well,
hard
yeah.
and hot. Yeah.
Let's see.
The
I'm
Pre-Sun
looking.
was my idea, and so was the original one was Obi-Wan Jabroni.
Yeah.
That was the best I could do. It's probably going to be Osiris. It seems like it's overwhelmingly popular.
Ah.
I'm not going to argue against it, but I'm going to come up with a stupid name so that next time we get a ship, I can like say it first. So you guys got dibs on this one. It is the Osiris. Okay.
Thank you. You're such a gracious. Yeah.
So
Such a gracious captain.
So at this point, you guys are finally you're getting some rest and downtime back at the floating palace. You're in Drinax. You have spent 8 months ferrying these smelly refugees back and forth. Well, they're not that smelly, but you know, the fact that they all want to use a litter box is problematic. And so you have been ferrying them back and forth, and you have now finally made your way back to the floating palace. And so you have some much needed downtime. That is the other order of business. So Cameron, if you look in the Facebook Messenger chat, all I need is your approval for those new shirts, and I can throw them up and make them available.
Oh, totally. Yeah, do it. I'm sorry, I missed it. But yeah, they look good.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, I just wanted your approval since that is your design, and I also threw your design on the Rorix here, since that's your. I think that's going to be your official pirate logo.
Yeah, I think so. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Everybody I've showed it to, they're like, "Holy shit, that's badass! What band is that from?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's either going to be from a role-playing game or from a questionable punk band."
I'll let a punk band take the logo if it increases sales.
Right, right. So, okay, so that's good news. So, yeah, you are back with this new ship in tow. Back on the floating palace of Dinax, and we'll just, bypass the idea of what it took to get this thing there.
Awesome idea on and the shenanigans as well, while I'm, being the party advocate.
Well, I mean, the first thing is, so you've got the ability to have a vehicle worth up to 5 million delivered. And like I said, you want to keep in mind whatever ship you're going to store this on. You want to keep in mind the shipping weight of this vehicle. But the clan lord of Hittiakia is going to give this vehicle to you. It will be fully armed.
The TL restrictions on this? That's an important question.
That's an important question, isn't it?
Sure is.
That's a really good question, as a matter of fact. I didn't even think of it. Let's see.
Oh, well.
Hold on.
I'm going to bring up the catalog for...
I will tell you. Let's see here. Hittiakia. See here.
I think it's
So it could be up to tech level 13, and it could be fully armed.
Okay. So, what?
And when I say fully armed, I mean it can have ground vehicular weapons up to tech level 13. The vehicle itself can be up to tech level 13.
That's it.
So I mean, technically, if you were able to find a way to get like an Aslan grav tank to fit in your cargo hold, he would give you one.
I'm scrolling right now through the stuff.
So there are Aslan vehicles as well in both the Trojan Reach book and in Aliens of Charted Space Volume 1. you might check in there. And then, of course, there is the ground vehicle weapons in both the Central Supply Catalog Update 2023 and the Vehicle Handbook. So you'll want to check there.
Okay.
Man, I kind of like the Dragonflyer Gravcopter.
You want? All right. So you want I mean, I don't know. I always think of ground vehicles. I'm more of an Aliens fan, you know, where you go down, you just drop the ATV.
It's a grav vehicle. It's not really a helicopter. It requires the grav thing. It has a nice range. A crew of 2, but 16 passengers and 3 tons of cargo space. It's got a nice hull to it. It's only 10-ton shipping. It flies in under that 5 million credit.
How many passengers?
16.
Holy shit! Okay.
It's got.
So basically, it's a flying ATV.
Well, yeah. You
What's its
know.
armor?
Looking at it, it's on page 102 of the vehicle handbook.
Let me take a look.
Okay, I'm almost there.
It's got a light autocannon, front basic fire control.
Oh, this thing, yeah. It is funky looking. It's tech level 8. Yeah,
That's pretty close to our budget too, so we're probably getting our money's worth there.
It's got an autocannon. Wow, 4.41 mega credits. Yeah, that fits right in your budget.
I am the party advocate.
It's got
It's
got
got
20
20
armor on the front,
yeah.
rear, and sides.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that
seems
actually
great.
not too bad, to be real honest.
I
Y'all
like
thought
it.
I was playing.
It says it is the direct replacement for a helicopter.
And Ting gets to fly it because he's got the flyer graph skill.
Well, that's just a byproduct of.
That's completely coincidental.
Yeah, you know me, guys. You know.
Always planning. So
Well,
what's
no,
this called?
Yeah, it's designed to haul personnel and equipment across war zones using a combination of speed and armor to keep them safe. Light autocannon allows it to clear landing zones before touching down. This is an interesting vehicle. I can honestly say this is one I've never used. It looks ass backwards, but I could see how this might be useful. And
So what's it called?
it's the Dragonfly Gravcopter,
Okay.
and it is a grav vehicle, a tech level 8 grav vehicle. So it's an early grav vehicle. Touching down, supported infantry advances after deployment. Its capacious hull is capable of carrying 2 squads and a healthy amount of field equipment. Yeah, 2 crew and 16 passengers.
Yeah, I think this is one. I agree.
That's
It
just a
sounds
lot of.
pretty good.
That's just a lot of bang for the buck. I mean, if we want to go somewhere, you know, if somebody wants to get a little froggy, we'll have a ship based response. You know, that light autocannon. You know, it'll clear landing zones just like it said. Especially if we get some cool guns. I mean, you know, upgrades for that later on.
You went, instead of going with the the G.I. Joe tank, you went straight to the Dragonfly helicopter, and
We went Halo.
yeah, you went Halo. No, I'm for it. I mean, hell, why not?
Yeah, but that would be my.
Yeah, and shipping weight is only 10 tons, so that's still, if you were to throw this onto the Rorix, that still leaves you with 26 tons of cargo space.
And we've already got a med bay on this thing that has 10 beds in it.
Correct.
You know, yeah. I mean, this
This
what is
thing's
this
a
Unirep
badass.
system? Yeah.
He's in heaven.
Oh, it just does us all good to have a, you know.
So originally, the idea that I had was to actually I was going to replace the Rasputin with this, and instead I decided to keep the Rasputin to run the adventure as written, knowing full well that there was no way that you guys would be able to initially man the Rasputin, and that it would ultimately, and I'm metagaming here, but ultimately down the line, the Rasputin will be of more use to you later. But as far as an adventuring ship goes, a 1,000-ton destroyer escort is not a very useful adventuring ship. I mean, let's be honest. But it looks really cool.
Well, awesome. So I guess now we have to get into the discussion of exactly what do we want to do to the Osiris.
So there are some other things. So the Osiris is in need of a bit of maintenance work. Now, the maintenance is going to cost you 34,873 credits to get it functional. If you were to spend 60,000 credits, that would really be the amount that you want to spend to get it really well working. So you're looking at 60K to get it to where you want it. If you were to spend 100K, you could go ahead and I would say you could start renovating it to make it look more the way it is supposed to, as far as like factory original.
Man, I'll donate the 100K if we don't have it in the ship funds.
So Devin's character invested in like a gas station type of thing. So
Yes.
he's got a fair amount of money. He spent
He did.
some of that maintenance.
He
cost just
did. And for that, so Keith, from your gas station, let's see, roll. Do you have broker? I forget if you have, or admin.
Okay.
I have admin, yes.
Go ahead and make an admin plus intellect check.
Okay. That is 11.
Okay. So that tells me that over the last 12 months, hold on, I need to do the same thing I do every week and forget to bring up my dice roller, because, you know, it's tradition. Yeah. Put this here. Wow. You make another 10,000 credits off your gas station.
Nice.
Nice.
That's pure profit.
Yay. Yeah, I've been in good shape partially because of this. So I will cover the cost of 100,000 for the Osiris to be upgraded.
Okay.
I will sure as hell let you.
So, unlike the Harrier, so the Harrier, you've had to basically use, and this is up to you, but you've had to use parts that, you know, Sindalian parts that you have found in order to upgrade or to repair both the cosmetics and the interior and things like that. unlike the Harrier, this Rorix command ship has been through multiple owners and has had multiple upgrades and repairs. There's a lot of duct tape. There's a lot of camouflage, tape all over the place, and chewing gum and dubious solderings that may or may not involve paper clips all over the place. So, I mean, it depends on how far you want to go. If you want to make this look like a Sindalian ship, you could go that route, and you could use actual Sindalian parts. If not, you could just repair it as is.
So what would be the downside to trying to use the Sindalian parts?
So the downside would be that there are still repairs that need to be made to complete the Harrier. You know what, though? Hold on just a moment. I'll tell you exact numbers.
Okay.
My apologies. We haven't had to do anything pen and paper in a while, and the last time I kept track of this was on paper.
I have a list of spare parts if you need it.
Well, looking at this, it looks like you've got 24 structural units, you've got 16 technical units, and 7 cosmetic units. Is
That's what I have too, yes.
Okay. So So the crew accommodation and the lower deck, you don't have enough cosmetic units to repair that, but it is only going to take 1 technical unit to completely repair the lower deck. So aside from that, all that needs to be spent, and you've got the technical units for that.
Yeah.
All that needs to be spent is 28 cosmetic units, and the Harrier is 100% brand new, like it came out of the factory, aside from your minor updates. Now, the rest of those units, the technical units and whatnot, you could spend all of those, and you could bring the Rorix, the Osiris, up to code.
That sounds like a good plan to me. I like the idea of using original parts if possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that. So I just subtract 1 from your technical units. So
Okay.
what? You have 6 left. That means that all of the technical stuff for the Harrier is completely repaired, and then the rest of everything can get dumped into the Rorix, and then all from there out, all you're really looking for is cosmetic units.
Nice.
So carpeting and drapes, wallpaper,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
brass
Chewing
fittings,
gum remover.
chewing gum remover. Yes.
Are we able to shop here at the palace?
You are.
Like, what about if somebody wanted to purchase a medium repair drone on page 212 of the robot handbook?
Take a look. See, and I didn't open these books. I'm like, I don't need all those tabs open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You said it's on 212.
Yes, sir.
You want the medium?
That's right. For 37K.
And it's only TL10? Yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
there are probably a number of these moving around the royal port of the floating palace of Drinax right now. Yeah, they'll sell you one.
Yeah, all right. I'll wrap that drone bad boy up and deliver it to the ship. I will definitely remove that stuff. I'm gonna kind of turn that over to Keith though.
Well, he's got a repair droid. He has the
D2.
He has the AX-57 or AX-57, which is his astromech droid.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of program him to be more of an assaulty type vehicle anyway, but to do disabled ships.
The
stuff.
repair droid you're gonna make into an assault droid. Okay. I mean, you know,
more
that
of
sounds like a hard lot of work.
Well, no, I mean, he's got, I mean, you think about it, we pull up next to a ship and I send out the repair drone, and instead of repairing, he just removes stuff.
So keep in mind, and I'm just looking this over, he is a drone, not a robot.
That's right. He needs
so
to be
you will need to
controlled.
use electronics remote ops to operate him.
That's the idea.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for to do with him is I want to take him and use him for,
Cannon fodder.
Well, no, I mean, he's not going to fight. This is for space. I want him to go out and get stuff.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
He's supposed to find traps at the
Yeah, he goes out. He's got a 10-foot pole and he finds the traps.
And he's got a bottle. He's got a bottle of water.
Better him than me.
I mean, the idea of being in port and having money to spend is to figure out ways to help us not get dead.
Right.
And I think this is a pretty cost-effective drop in the bucket to help us do that. And I have the remote op skill, so I'm totally cool to use this.
Okay. That was the main concern, is that you have the ability to use it. So here we are on the floating palace, and so you can purchase one of the repair drones, medium repair drone from. You can purchase them right from Drinax. But of course, there is also Rashonda's Bazaar here at number 2. And it is basically, I mean, this kind of describes a lot of the floating palace, but it is basically a tent city of different shops and bazaars. And more or less, it is run, you guys have met him before, it is run by Rashondo, the rapscallion ne'er-do-well, who is known for being able to get you guys just about anything. He is basically, what he does is he runs this bazaar, and the deal that he has with the Kingdom of Drinax is that Drinax supplies him with ancient relics from the Sindalian Empire, and he turns around and he brings them much needed shit. So they'll say, oh, well, we have this bust, this platinum bust of Emperor so-and-so the third of the Sindalian Empire. And he's like, okay, go ahead and give that to me, and I'll bring you guys, 3,000 tons of spares. Or they'll bring him, oh, well, we have the schematic for, manufacturing a Sindalian Imperial medical device. And he'll say, I'll bring you however many tons of pharmaceuticals. So it is a sting to the to King Oleb and the kingdom of Drinax, but the reality is that yes, they're giving up heirlooms in favor of being able to survive another week, and literally a lot of these things that Rashonda brings in. That's literally what we're talking about. Oh, well, he brought in enough foodstuffs so that we can survive another month. That's how desperate things are at Drinax. Things have improved a little bit. Like, for instance, Drinax now has a ship. They've got the Rasputin that is docked. They haven't done anything with it yet, but that's far better than what they had before. And Admiral Rax, or I'm sorry, General Rax, isn't so uppity about you guys taking the Harrier. He's a little jealous that you guys came back with a Rorix, but Rax is going to be jealous of anything that you guys have. The one thing that you have to keep in mind is that not everybody at the court is aware of your deal with King Oleb. Like, they don't know that you are pirates. They don't, or I'm sorry, privateers. They don't know what you guys are doing. They just know that you are now kind of officials at the court. Not everybody likes you. And the reason for keeping that secret is that there is an imperial envoy who is here as ambassador. And what was his name? His name escapes me at the moment. But anyways, of course they don't want him to know that King Oleb hired privateers, because the Empire wants to basically space every pirate they ever meet. And so that part's all hush hush, and everything about you guys being pirates is kept behind closed doors, more or less. The things that are public is Ching Shi's relationship with Princess Rao, which the rumors of that whether the relationship is good, or Princess Rao is seen with so and so, and oh my God, is their relationship on the rocks, blah blah blah, has spread all over Drinax, or all over the floating palace. Like Ching Shi is suddenly the next Kardashian. And that's mostly what everybody talks about, is who Ching Shi is sleeping with, who Princess Rao is sleeping with, whether or not they're sleeping with one another, and and how that's affecting their relationship. That's the big talk of the palace at the moment. Aside from that, you guys can do some shopping. Actually, this might be Glenn. This might be your first time on Drinax, or on the Floating Palace.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
And I'm sightseeing.
I'm
wearing my cloth armor and my garrote and my body pistol.
Okay. Did we? Did we even set you up with a character?
Yeah. You want me to send you the character sheet again?
But I mean, did we set you up with one in Roll20? I don't even know that we did.
Yeah, you invited me.
I invited you, but I didn't set you up with a character. What is your character name?
Gregor. Aye. 3 lads
There you are.
while in the bar. Is there a good bar in this palace?
There's several. So here's the thing about the floating palace, and if you, I thought I might actually have a.
We would like a wee pint.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is I think this is the first time anybody's seen this. I forget the name of the artist that did this, but this is the floating palace of Drinax. So it flies in the skies over the planet Drinax. Drinax itself, there's not a whole lot left. The kingdom, like 300 plus years ago, they tried to tell the Aslan, and basically anybody, they decided that they were going to increase tax, and they were going to tax any ship that was flying through their space. And the Aslan said, yeah, screw you, we got a better idea. And an Aslan flotilla showed up and hucked rocks at their planet, but they were sure to miss the palace, the floating palace. And the reason was they said, if you want to tax people, you can go ahead and rule over a kingdom that is a dead world. And so they bombarded Drinax with rocks and atomics, and then turned around and left. And so this, all these centuries later, Drinax itself is starting to show possible signs of coming back, but there's still a lot of it that's irradiated. There are people that still live on Drinax. They are called the Vespexers, and King Oleb, pretty much everybody who is a real member of the kingdom or citizen, they all live on the floating palace and have for all these years. But the Vespexers are still considered vassals or part of the kingdom, and they have a representative that comes up. And the Vespexers are kind of like the Fremen from Dune, in that they, even while on the floating palace, they refuse to take off their special suits, and they always wear their helmets, because they don't ever know when atmosphere is going to go or when they're going to step into a hostile environment, and they just feel more comfortable always wearing their suits. And so there are those people. But the thing to remember is that the people on the floating palace have been here for so long that literally everybody has a title. So the janitor that goes and cleans the toilets for the public restrooms is Baron of such and such of the Duchy of whatever. They all have royal titles, everybody that you meet, down to the lowliest person. But there is a lot of stuff to see here. So the big thing to see, the two big things. So 13 here, the gardens, they used to be the royal gardens. They are not royal gardens anymore. They use the gardens to actually grow produce that they can eat. About 25 years ago or so, there was a blight that came through, and they had to annex Asim, the nearby planet, and basically force them to give them food. And so they decided that the royal gardens would be turned over into an actual hydroponic garden that they could grow food on. The other thing to look at is the university grounds here, number 4. And part of the university grounds is the Scholars Tower. And the Scholars Tower and the university grounds are the repository of all the technological knowledge of the Sindalian Empire. And the Sindalian Empire had tech level 15. So the thing about this is that the palace at Drinax has the blueprints and the capability of manufacturing tech level 15 stuff They don't have the money and the people or the manufacturing abilities to do it. They have the know-how. They just don't have the manpower. So this is a repository of great gobs of knowledge that, for the most part, you guys have been given access to, but nobody's really needed to really, do much, because what are you going to do with it? Nobody here can actually make it. So there's that.
I mean, just because the land of the planet is kind of fucked up right now. I mean, now that we're starting to hit a little bit bigger on the scene, maybe if we hit a real big score or something, and in the score, we get a lot of raw materials. We could go take a lot of raw materials from somewhere and start, getting a dome city built down on the surface. Maybe find some science people to fuck around and start, trying to scientifically reverse.
I was gonna get some science people to go down there and fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. They could do some stuff to try to clean up the atmosphere and promote a healthier environment. Surely there's apparatuses that can be made to do.
You have made friends with both Tech World and what's the other one? I forgot the name of the other one. Anyways, 2 planets. Tech World specifically, they're close by. That is full of scientists that would be more than happy to come and do that sort of thing.
Okay, so then I guess if we're following anything along that line, we need to go back to Tech World and talk there.
But first of all, it's going to take more money than you guys have, and 2, the Kingdom of Drinax also doesn't have the money and resources to throw into that, because you have to remember, Oleb's single-tracked mind is currently rebuilding the kingdom, and so that means he needs a navy, which his navy currently consists of 1 ship and you guys, and he needs, other planets, and that once they sign the paperwork, they'll start paying taxes, and then then we can really start to talk about rebuilding. But you're talking about the GDP of a nation in order to do what you're suggesting.
Right. So, okay. Then I guess the only thing I know to do that could really make all that go faster for Drinax is to go take ships for them.
Which is exactly what the original idea was.
Yeah. We've got a great ship to do that with now. If we could, I was looking at an ion cannon. Maybe if we could figure out a way to get an ion cannon, it disables the systems of ships.
Okay.
So,
all right, time out. So, for the Rorix, you were given, you had opted to, for those 2 turrets, one of them you were going to take the particle gun, the particle weapon. The second turret, you have your choice of, you could take an ion cannon, or you could take your choice of either nuclear or ion missiles. And I think, hold on, let me look. I think there's an ion cannon. I thought there was.
The ion cannon, yeah, it's on of the High Guard thing. It talks about the ion cannon on page 32, I think.
Right, but
this weapon disrupts the ship's systems of the target ship. The ion cannon bays allow the focusing of a great deal of energy, potentially causing even small captive ships problem when used in sufficient numbers.
But that's not a cannon, that's a bay.
Well then, It's
Which
down.
is kind of what I thought. Ion cannons require a large amount of space. That's a Bay weapon.
I thought they had other ones too. I was just in the wrong section. I was looking for.
Oh no! Wait, here we go. Ion cannon. Ion cannon. There is an ion cannon.
Yeah.
2d6 times 10 damage. Weapon disrupts systems of target ship. Ion weapons are typically used to temporarily disable enemy ships, stopping them from fleeing or attacking. While a position of advantage can be attained, for this reason they may be found on well-equipped pirate vessels. So there is an ion cannon available. You could forego the 12 nukes and go with an ion cannon in that barbette instead. What do you guys want to do?
I like that idea, but I mean, it's
That,
really up
that
to the
sounds pretty
captain.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
So the ion cannon is not something you have to like refill like you do with the nukes. So
Correct. Yeah, it
that's
works.
like
It
the
works
obvious
right off the
reason.
power from your fusion reactor,
Okay, I am fine with that then. I
and
think
it
that's
stuns the ship.
Yeah, that's good news for pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If we're wanting to board and all of that, I mean, and then I mean the only other thing I think we could do to really more pirate up is, I don't know. We had that guy training pirates on that planet.
Yeah.
We have a seat at the Baron table or whatever there for Drinax. I mean, could we get those guys, a squad or two of them on board?
So here is here's the reality of that whole situation. So your your pirate fleet and the quote unquote pirates that were being trained, and I say this in air quotes because I mean I don't know how much training there is in being a pirate, but all of those, well, I would say 2/3 of those ships and those people involved are now being used as a picket in Tech World. Because that was your agreement, that you were going to safeguard Tech World. And it's not like, I mean, you had, for a pirate fleet, you had a good number of ships. But when you're talking about replacing crews and kicking out Jadeco, those crews for the system defense boats, they have to be replaced, and your ships are basically working as a defense navy. So 2/3 of those are now safeguarding Tech World.
Yeah, we didn't have the revenue coming in to fund the pirate navy, and Tech World is taking that cost off of us, at least temporarily.
Right. Unfortunately, it's also meaning that it's taking your available manpower.
Yeah, we need to find people. I mean, if we're going to take,
maybe if we go to the world and reveal to them that the universe is larger than the space station.
So Beth is looking for any opportunity to look. Let's go to the world and open a window and show them that they're actually on a space station. She's looking for any reason to blow these people's minds. I don't know if it's so much that she wants to reveal the universe to them as that she just wants to fuck with them. I'm not sure yet, but I got a feeling she just really wants to fuck with them and just like, here, look out the window, ha ha ha.
I just want to know what happens. That's truly why I can't stop thinking about it.
And are we planning to break out in just the Osiris, or are we going to go and do like a little pirate fleet? I mean, because the Anubis is kind of a sneaky ship, but I mean, it's also very notorious.
Yeah, it's really wanted right now. You guys are high on the Empire's shit list.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're gonna go into pirate mode next, I mean, both ships in the same system together is just there's a lot more naval power in that.
We still have the manpower issue, though. I don't know if we can do it.
The
Right.
shenanigans might be able to fly around with us, but I don't know how much they can help. But still,
Not a whole lot, but I mean, Shenanigans would be able to do something for you, but she wouldn't be.
She
would.
She didn't have that stealth factor.
And I would
Yeah.
be questioning. I mean, she's not going to be good at gunnery and flying enough to where she would be good enough that I would, if I were captain, I don't know that I would want to risk a ship as valuable as Shenanigans. Because remember, Shenanigans is kind of your ace in the hole.
Yeah.
That's true.
When it's time, when you guys decide this whole thing is gonna go sideways, you can board Shenanigans and get out of Dodge.
Well, so
Right.
we just need to start the process of hiring people as we go along. Then is that what I'm hearing?
Or, well, yeah. I mean, you could do that. You could do and it's funny because I just watched this whole thing about pirates. There was a pirate that was known for offering captured ships, and he would offer their crew positions on in his fleet. There's that. The thing here is a benefit that you guys have gained with your relationship with Tech World. And the benefit is, and this is going to sound backwards, but the benefit is that it thinned out your pirate fleet. And the reason why I say that this is a benefit is that the pirate fleet was causing you two problems. One, it was costing you money. They weren't able to pirate as much as they were costing you. And two, a bigger pirate fleet means that you are more noticeable.
No kidding.
So, I mean, ideally, most pirate fleets, like historically, are going to be 2, maybe 4 or 5 ships. I mean, 5 is a lot. Fleets that are 4 or more, every empire on the planet is going to be after them. And so, the bigger your pirate fleet is, even if they spread out, the more notorious your pirate band is going to be. So right now, your pirate band is notorious, one, because you've been raiding up and down the Dust Belt, and nobody knows where you're going to hit because they're all hitting in different places. And two, there was that whole nuclear incident on a Imperial Patrol Corvette. So yeah, you guys aren't really liked. So that's an issue. But really, the whole thing with Tech World has helped you by thinning your fleet out and giving them something else to do. Because right now, they're flying under the colors of Tech World. And they're paid for by Tech World.
Right.
I don't remember what quests we have available at this point.
Well,
we can create our own quest if we want to. I mean,
you guys wanted to go out and actually get back to doing some pirating. So the question is, what ship are you going to take to go do pirating? You got 2 obvious choices.
The Osiris, if it's got that, I mean, that's the bad. That's our new bread and butter. If I would think
we'd want to take out the new one, for sure.
We'll just. We'll switch back to our other identities, might be a wise decision.
And then show and be like, "Yar, we got a new ship."
Yeah.
All right.
Just when you thought it was safe, the Osiris is now.
Where's my pint of bitters?
Yeah. And so, I mean, I guess, can the princess be so kind as to point us out any kind of information? I mean, we really need some mega credits, and we want to go. I mean, we want to go make that. I mean, another treasure ship would be okay.
So you're gonna ask Princess Rao specifically information on this?
I mean, well, I don't see why not.
Sure.
I mean,
who wants to make? Are you going to make the streetwise check?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Is it cool, Captain?
Probably.
So because you are talking to Princess Rao, you can make your streetwise check with a boon. So roll
Wonderful.
3 and take the 2 highest.
Just streetwise, or can I charm? Can I use my social here? My ting social factor here?
You certainly can.
Oh, hell yes. So this will be a boon plus 3. I ought to do fine. Oh, sorry.
Super ultra advantage.
All right, so 8 plus 3 is 11.
Okay. So Rao tells you that, well, she gives you a very interesting piece of information. There is a subsidized Type M subsidized liner that is coming in from Tobia to the Dust Belt that she knows. She has good sources that are saying that this ship is coming, and she doesn't know the nature of it, but she knows that there is somebody aboard, a scientist, she believes, that is knowledgeable about Sindalian history, and she says that this ship is also carrying iridium.
Oh,
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. And
yeah.
lanthanum. And it is bound, the ship ultimately is bound for the Florian League. But, you know, if you were to intercept this, that could be a huge boon to you.
Yeah, that sounds like wonderful information. I thank you very much, and you will know the response due to the results more than my words anyway.
She
Did
tells
she give you the route?
So
The
it
projected route?
has left Tobia, and its current location, she tells you. Hold on here. Its current location is going to be coming in to Clark on its way to jump further across Marduk and then onto the Dust Belt main.
You know, Clark is that one of our allies, or have we yet to?
So Clark has been talked into dealing with you guys. Hold on here. I always get the two, Clark and Torpal, I get mixed up. I believe. Wow. Hold on. I will tell you exactly.
We really need both of them in our thing. I mean, we need them blue. We need that trifecta to really, because we have Acrid, right?
I'm sorry, what?
We have Acrid.
Acrid.
Yes,
Acrid.
You have talked Acrid into it. You have talked a Runasir into it. Hold on here. Oh, come on. Are they in? Oh, I guess they are in Tlawaha. My bad. Yep, there's Clark. So Clark was originally a garden world. It was bombed by the Star Guard during the last days of the Kingdom of Drinax. Hundreds of thousands of people died. Clark's technology base was similarly crippled. The planet was TL-14. It is no longer that. Deprived of high-tech medical facilities that could heal the sick and dying, the people of Clark chose to preserve their mortally wounded in the hopes that when they rebuilt, they could be healed. So Clark is the world. It is a virtually dead planet that is built out of these black obelisks. And when you get closer, you realize that these black obelisks are people that are carbon frozen. And they basically carbon freeze everybody anybody that they find that is dead, they automatically carbon freeze them and then use their brick as a building block for further buildings. But even people that are elderly people that are about to die, they're like, oh, you're about to die. Okay, well, we'll just carbon freeze you. And then when the Imperial or when the Sindalian Empire comes back, we'll revive everybody, is what their religious belief is.
They are on our side, and if I remember correctly, the Prince of Drinax is now their Pope.
That is correct. So they part of the deal, the verbal agreement with our pirates here, is that the Prince of Drinax, who is possibly more machine than man, he was burned to a crispy critter 25 years ago. They thought that he was dead, but when they checked him, there was a sign of life, and so they froze him. This was during the assault on Asim. They froze him in a low berth and brought him back to Drinax, and the scholars in the Scholar Tower made him better, faster, stronger, but they didn't want to spend too much money. So he might have a leg that's a garbage can and like one arm that's a plunger. But anyways, he looks perfectly normal. But he doesn't look like he's aged a day in about 25 years. And he's very quiet, and he's very socially awkward, and he walks like he's really stiff. But that's all anybody really knows about him. Also, Princess Rao kind of acts like she doesn't want anything to do with her older brother. That's all you guys know. But the psychopomps of Clark have decided that because of his miraculous resurrection, that he is a sign that the Sindalian Empire is coming back. And so part of the deal is that they would sign on to be a part of the new kingdom of Dinax if the prince would be their new space pope. So there's that. And that's where this subsidized liner is next to come out, is in Clark.
So I have an idea. I don't know if this would work, but if we want to get ahead of them, going to Clark would probably not work. What if we went to Torpal and then Marduk and waited for them there?
That's not a bad idea.
Do we have a time frame to make that? And then my other question I'd want to know is, are there anybody available to hire that have ship skills here in the floating palace? And can we talk them into starting the process of teaching people to man ships?
Oh, they can train people to man ships. But, I mean, the people that you're going to draw from at the floating palace are not likely to be, I don't know how to say this.
Pirate-like.
Yeah, not just pirate-like, but they're not going to be. They're not even really going to be suitable to working on a ship.
All right, we need to find more people. We need to find people.
The people that would be suitable are already in critical positions.
Yeah, we need to find a fresher population to come, run through the gracious schools of the floating palace.
It's really funny that you bring that up. Like, I swear to God, you're reading my mind, man. Stop it. Right now, looking around, the people that you would find that you'd say, hey, I want to train that guy, they're already in a critical position.
Yeah.
The guy that raises his hand, you're like, you are pushing a broom. You have no other skills. those are your two options.
But he's a darn good Earl.
Yeah. I mean, you don't right now you don't have a really good pool. And honestly, there's not really a whole lot of people that are raising their hands. You have most of these people living on the floating palace. They have gotten to a comfortable point of poverty where this is what they expect, and they live that life lavishly, even if it is the most poorest thing that you've ever seen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And our other little place that we have is what, on Homestead?
Well, you do have a secret base around the gas giant of Borite.
Yeah.
Although how secret that base is at this point questionable, since your pirates have been moving in and out of there quite frequently.
Yeah.
Until recently, where they all just got up and left and went to Tech World. And that probably caused some ripples.
Yeah.
So, if you wanted to jump to Marduk to meet up with this ship, the Prince of Tobia, it would be 2 weeks. Well, 1 week to Torpal, or I'm sorry. 1 week to Torpal, where you could do wilderness refueling, and then 1 week to Marduk. Is that what you want to do?
That sounds like fun.
Do we know what the jump range of this ship we're looking for is?
Let's see here. A Type M. Hey, look at that. I remembered the page number. They're capable of jump 3. So they can go in one jump from Clark, they can hit Marduk. So you might boy. They're not at Clark yet. That's where they were currently destined.
Well, if we know they're going there and they're going to J3 with a ton of options, that might be the place, especially if it's somewhat of a friendly system, you know. We could slip in there just and real quietly just monitor the situation, and then when they come there, we could, with our thrust 5, we could just creep up on them.
Cannons and our iron whatever else.
Yeah, and our creepy music that we'll play. Oh, it'll be great.
So basically, you're going to broadcast Enya on active comms throughout the system.
No, just on the ship-wide comms. I mean, it's our experience is all that matters in this. But they experience.
I don't know. I would broadcast Enya, on open comms and just piss everybody off.
We'll see. We're trying to creep.
Yeah, I mean, you made my pilot fall asleep. What the fuck?
But I mean, if we're gonna creep up and take over ships, we really need to try to pick up some people, just to be able to fly the ship and to simulate these.
Well, and this is a subsidized liner, so it's gonna have a whole lot of passenger cabins.
If we need to hire people, we could go to Thieves sometime soon. There'll be pirates there.
There's always pirates at Thieves. That's a given.
Okay.
There's always pirates at where?
Thieves. So Thieves is the pirate world. It is the Nassau of the Trojan Reach. It is a pirate world run by pirates. Literally, there are pirate lords that run the planet.
And we're in cool with Palindrome too. Might be able to supply some.
That's true. You are in good with the lady who run Palindrome. I don't know. We haven't checked in on her. She might not even be with us anymore.
You mean she might have died?
Yeah, she pirated a ship and ran into a biological weapon, so she has a number of health issues.
But we gave her. Oh, go ahead.
She was just really cool. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. Oh well, we actually completed the quest. I mean, we got skill points off of.
That's true. I mean,
yeah,
you
so
guys did give her a possible cure, but whether or not that's actually going to work, I mean, you found a top secret Gedeco genetics lab and all of that. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. That's something I should think about, and I haven't done that.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad we can add to your gaming experience.
Well, thank you for adding to my workload.
Yeah, anytime.
And I run back to the
yeah.
ship and check the. Let me check. I run back to the ship and check the power and get ready to leave.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so here, hold on here. So it would be if you're going to Clark, it is 1 week worth of jump, and like I said, that is their projected show up. Where is the Rorix? There it is. And so, and I will send you guys in Facebook Messenger a full route of this. But Keith, since you're the engineer, you might want to write this down. The missile barbettes you got. So what did we decide here? We decided that you have 2 missile barbettes.
Yes.
1 particle barbette.
Yes.
And 1 ion barbette.
Yes. And then the 2 pulse.
And then you've got the 2 dual turrets that are pulse lasers.
Right. And then
Man, that's a lot.
It
right.
is, like I said, this thing's a gunboat.
And so I guess the people on hand with skills that fit this need are who?
All of you? I mean,
I don't have turret, or I don't have gunner for anything.
That's not good.
Okay, well, does anybody have
I've got a turret, but it's a question of, do you want me to do that, or do you want me to be the engineer when we're in battle?
Right.
I can gun.
So here's something.
I have gunnery turret.
I can gun and turret too.
So Keith, AX-57 can operate as your damage control person.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So your droid can do that. Obviously, he doesn't have as good of a repair or skill as probably you do, but I mean, it's better than not having anything at all.
True.
Yeah, definitely.
So write
I
this.
have power 1.
Write this down, Keith. The ion cannon is 2D times 10.
Wow.
Okay.
The particle barbette is 4D. And it does radiation damage. And then the missiles that are loaded on this ship are just regular missiles.
Can we exchange our nuclear missiles from the Anubis to this ship and trade them out?
I
don't see why not.
I don't think we need them on this one as bad.
I don't think we need nukes. Do we really need nukes if we're trying to capture ships?
I mean, do we not
No.
need nukes? I'm just saying,
It's a good way to put your mark on a place.
Yeah, the Imperium loves it.
We want to be dogs and go up and.
I would like to keep them on the Anubis because I think they'll be handy later.
Fair enough.
So keep them on the Anubis and just stick with regular missiles.
We're powerful. I mean, we don't necessarily. I mean, we have one nuclear weapon already with the barbette, the particle barbette.
Right.
So these are standard missiles. They do 4D each, but they are smart weapons.
That means fire and forget. We put a lock on a motherfucker and
they'll keep going.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah. In fact, I thought smart gave you like a +1. I want to say it gives you a +1. I think that's right. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. It gives you a +1. Which basically means, it, like you said, it's fire and forget. Once you fire it, it will lock onto that. And it will just keep flying until it runs out of fuel. Or hits its target.
Does it have a proximity fuse?
I don't think it does. They're designed to, you lock onto a target, you fire the missile, and it will fly out and do that until it's either shot down or hits its target or runs out of fuel. I think it has a self-destruct if it runs out of fuel, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody going, hey, I found this missile that didn't detonate and it expended fuel. Let's load it up and we'll reload the fuel in it. That sounds like...
And I found 5 of these things.
Yeah, hold on. Ding, ding, ding. But, so, no. I would say that probably when they run out of fuel, they self-detonate.
You can remote detonate them, though.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, you could say no. We're going to cancel that, and they will remote detonate. You are correct, sir. Okay, so who's making your astrogation check?
That would be me.
All right.
Uh, 11.
That is pretty damn good. And who wants to make the well, what is your power here? Let's see here. Oh shit, you don't even have to make a power check. So then you can make engineering jump plus intellect or education with a +5.
Wow.
16.
Okay.
I think we jumped.
Yes, you did. And
Successful jump.
are you doing anything in the week that you're in jump?
We're gonna aggressively try and teach Glenn vac-suit skills.
Yeah, I've got a 0.
I know.
Yeah.
I just want to get you a 1, and we're gonna bully you until you get it.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So
Until he learns vac suit, he cleans the head.
And you should
you're gonna
smell
learn
it
vac
after
suit or else. So
you should see it after Tim
So
gets
Beth,
done.
make a vac suit plus either intellect or education check. Your choice.
That's pretty good. Okay. 7. That was not a good roll.
Oh no. So Glenn, have Gregor make a vac suit plus intellect or education -1.
Yes, probably.
Okay. 2. Intellect or
Or education, your choice.
Okay, so I get one and lose one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Damn
Okay.
it. I'm just not a very good teacher.
So
Yeah.
Glenn does not learn 1 XP in vac
And a
suit.
week.
Oh well, I tried.
Just a few minor cigarette burns.
Yeah, yes,
You know.
and a slight flogging.
Yeah.
But they didn't give me my pint.
He's really ready to pirate now.
Yes.
I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Damn, I want my pint. Or I'm gonna go get some
He's got
Fable malt.
some red knuckles from getting hit by the ruler. No, 9. Bad. So you guys come out of jump now. So and I think I brought this up before, but I'll bring it up again. So, and Glenn and Wes are both part of my Friday night group. They came up with a standard procedure that they do when you go into jump. And so my question to you guys, when you go into jump, what do you do? So here's some common things. Keith, the engineer, might go back and spend some time realigning or not real. You're not going to realign the jump drive in jump, but you'll go back and maybe check power systems and life support as standard. You might have, and this might be common, is have somebody armed with hopefully a light, something that's not going to shoot holes in the walls. But you might have
shotgun.
You might have somebody, shotgun or stunner, preferably a stunner. You'll have somebody that'll walk the ship as a security picket, just to make sure that there's no stowaways. And then basically you spend a week in jump, watching porn and playing chess and cards. Then you come out of jump after a week. And what is your standard procedure for that? So immediately when you come out of jump, the first thing that happens is that your passive sensors go online. Passive sensors are only really going to tell you what's immediately around you. They're not going, unless you're right on it and there's an active thing to pick up, they're not going to tell you anything. So our Friday night guys are like, well, as soon as we come out of jump, we're going to hit active sensors. I don't know that you guys want to do that because you're pirates and you're in a stealth jump ship. So
yeah, if we're stealth jumping, we should not be.
You might not want to broadcast, right?
I want to do a passive sensor roll, and I mean, at least then it'll help us pick up things we can see, and it would also allow us to pick up people that are tinging their transponders and stuff.
So the other okay, so there's that, and then there's also like Keith might go back and run an engineering check to align the drive and make sure that it's ready to go. Now keep in mind, your fuel tanks are now dry. So if you want to refuel, you'll need to point the ship towards, in this case, if you're pirating, you're probably going to want to do wilderness refueling. So somebody's going to want to fly the ship to the nearest gas giant, which this system has one. And skims for fuel. So there's that, and that is a pilot plus dex check. It is a difficult 10 plus check, but that's the quickest way that you're going to get some fuel. And then I don't know, anybody who's running turrets might want to calibrate weapon systems, things of that nature. So that would be a turrets plus intellect or education check. And I don't know, Glenn, what are your shipboard skills?
I have power 1, computer 1.
Well, okay, so Glenn can check the power systems. That's an obvious.
And I can make sure the computers are okay, and I would maintain them during the week.
Yeah. So I would say that that's probably your standard. Your standard procedure. So in this case, well, the first thing we want to do is have Keith go ahead and make a engineering plus intellect or education check, and just make sure the drives are aligned, or else you're gonna have a problem jumping.
Right. That's 11.
So yeah, you spend an hour realigning and using your torque wrench and I guess moving some belts. I guess I don't know, checking some pulleys. I don't know that there's moving parts on a fusion reactor, but that's what you've done. Glenn, have Gregor make a power plus intellect or engineering power plus intellect or education check.
Well, they're both +1. That's better.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's no flickering of lights or anything, and everything checks out in that hour. Ox, what are you doing? Are you calibrating targeting software?
I'll practice. You know what? Actually, I'd like to work on my astrogation skills too, just so we'll have a backup astrogator. And yeah, play with targeting software.
So
Training.
So the first thing you need to do is make a gunner turret plus dex.
Okay.
Actually, make a gunner turret plus intellect or education check because you're aligning the software.
Okay. Gunner turret. We'll try intellect. Submit.
Ooh, that's good. So you've got the turrets dialed in. Beth, what are you gonna do as captain? Are you just gonna supervise and drink coffee? Because that's what supervisors generally do.
Gotta do the wilderness refueling.
Oh, that's right. You need to make the piloting plus dex check. Honestly, she has the most difficult check of them all.
I did the chorus too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I fucked this up. Oh no, with our brand new ship. How do I roll so bad for piloting every time? So it's 5 altogether.
Oh shit.
I rolled snake eyes, yeah. So.
Oh no.
Did we all die?
No, it does things like we lose power and we have to make a power check in order to get it back on.
Yes.
To stuff like that. It makes people do things.
It makes people crazy.
Yeah.
And Ting, go ahead and make your passive sensors check. So electronic sensors plus your choice, either intellect or education. And this ship has military.
+2. We have advanced
sensors, which is going to give you I want to say +1.
I think it's a +2.
That's a +2. It might be +2.
They're very nice sensors.
Hold on, let me look. Now I'm curious. Let's see here. Weapon screen sensor.
Yeah, sister station time. Oh, that's just two of them.
Yep, it is a +2. You are correct.
Thank you. An 11.
Okay, so you do pick up a bunch of stuff around you, and one of the things that you pick up during your currently bumpy ride is you pick up a Type M subsidized liner pinging as the Princess of Tobia, heading for the main world. But wrong dice. roll 2 of those. Well, that's not bad. So, during your wilderness refueling, you do get a really bumpy ride, and the hull takes 5 points of damage.
Did I still skim the fuel? I just like fucked up the whole.
No, you still skim the fuel.
Okay, it's not a total loss then, I guess. Wow.
Right, and you can do 60 tons per. Oh shit! One day, so you skim the fuel, and yeah, you bent some armor plates, and got a couple of scorch marks. You came in a little hot, but aside from that, your sensors are picking up the Princess of Tobia at distant range.
And what is the thrust of that ship?
1.
Yeah.
It's a liner. They're not fast, but it does have jump 3.
Time to blast it with the ion thingy, so it's done.
We gotta get closer to it, I think.
We got to get to medium range to hit it with the ion cannon. So I mean, we have a 5 thrust. We can close, I think, 2 rings with our thrust and hit it with that ion cannon.
Yeah, you
Probably.
you could drop it to long range
Let's
if
do
you
it.
were to just head straight for it.
There's nothing to hide behind or whatever, is there? Is there any shit in the way?
No, not really. I mean, there is a ton of junk in this system, but it's space, and space is really big and open. So if you
Okay.
are leaving the gas giant and heading straight for it, there's not really any way to hide.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to, now, have y'all seen The Expanse?
Yes.
So here's what The Expanse would do. This is what they would do. They would launch missiles and then floor it towards their target. Because the missiles are going to be ahead of the ship. That's what they would do.
You know, I get what they're doing though. They're trying to destroy, and we want to. We want to capture. Our missiles just. God, I'd hate to fuck the whole ship up.
We don't want to capture the whole ship, do we? I mean, we didn't.
If we can, then we should.
We want.
It's a liner. I don't see how we would capture the ship and bring it home or anything.
Well, it's a 600-ton ship. So, I mean...
we have to take it home. We don't have the cargo space to take that shit on there. We have to take this.
Your pirates already have a Type M subsidized liner that they've retrofitted. It doesn't have any armor, but it's 600 tons, so they've got like 3 turrets on it. It's basically a glass cannon gunship.
I think we should hit them fuckers. I mean, sneak up on them as best we can. If they see us and they start running, then we use our vast fire superiority to beat them into stopping. But I'd really like to see if this ion cannon will stop them in their tracks, and we just board and have our way with the takeover. And
yeah, we've got the tube that can attach. We can force them to dock with us. We've got the ion cannon. We're in pretty good shape if we just sneak up on them.
Yeah, if they don't see us, and then I mean, we could hit them with that ion cannon and send a friendly message.
Friendly message.
Yeah. I mean,
stop your fucking engines, or we'll blow your ass up.
Yeah.
We're saying this as friends.
This is your friendly warning to power down and submit, or we will be forced to fire upon you greatly with furious wrath.
So
we'll collect your minerals afterwards.
So your plan is to go 5 thrust? Is that?
I have
Yeah.
a question. How many hit points does a missile have? A regular missile.
Just
Like
4D.
none. If it gets hit by a laser, or a beam or pulse laser or a point defense, it's done. So basically, the way it works is if you, let's say that you use your pulse laser to attack. Let's say you have a dual turret with 2 pulse lasers, and you get a swarm of you get a group of missiles coming towards you. You make your attack. If you hit, then the effect destroys that many missiles in the volley. So if there's 3 missiles and your effect is 3 on the hit, then they're destroyed. But if you only get 2, then one of the missiles gets through and is going to hit you.
What's it going to do?
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it does 4D damage if it's a standard missile.
Yeah.
If it's a nuke, then
But
hold on to your
bye-bye.
potatoes. Because it might be like, it could be like 2DD. I mean, atomics are brutal. Yep. We lost somebody.
Okay.
We lost Kevin.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you dropped out of Roll20.
Oh. That's probably nothing.
There you are.
Updated.
They're back. Yeah.
So you're using thrust 5 to decrease range, correct? Is that Beth's plan?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. You don't need to make a piloting check for that. Like I said, space is wide open, which is going to put we'll put them there.
If they don't appear to see us, I mean, I think we time it right. Then next round, I lock sensors, and somebody with the comm skills jams their comms so they can't radio out, and then we hit them with that ion cannon and hope they stop. If they don't stop, we'll have to damage our new ship.
Well, yes. So okay. So I got to think about this. And this is similar to my Saturday game. You remember how I said in my Saturday game I didn't like the initiative rules, and so I changed it. I've looked at the ship combat initiative rules, and I don't like them. I just don't like them. And so where did oh, because of that. And so, I am going to do it this way. Oh, shit. Gregor, you're human, right? Yes?
Yes, I'm human.
I'm just going to give you a temporary character icon. You might be a wizard or something, so... No, this looks good. There we go. We'll do that. And I'll work on that in the future. Select that. That. Gregor. Under Gregor's control. Right. And I will... Oh. Put icon. There we go. There we go. Now we have Gregor. Okay. So I'm going to add each of you as an initiative so that we can see what each of you are going to be doing around the ship. which makes more sense to me, rather than the way that they do it, because it doesn't really make any sense to me.
Is Beth still going to get her naval
She does.
check to make us better?
She does. So, and she can do that before initiative is rolled. Hold on here.
Captain's Naval.
I just roll it. And, look at that. 13. That went well.
So Tactics Naval, is that a straight roll or is that with anything else?
Intellect or education.
Okay, so it's 15 then.
Jeez.
Yeah, it went super well. I can do that well, but not pilot, apparently.
Holy shit. Okay. 1, 2, 5. I got one more person. Okay.
You're missing Ting.
I need a ting. I need everything.
Is he Chinese?
Maybe.
No, he's a randomly generated name.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
I tried that, but I didn't like any of the names they generated.
I just randomly chose a face of a human out of a really vague Google search, and then I generated the name and went with it. He's developed himself as we went along, and it's been an honor to be him.
The other thing that I'm going to do is we don't have to roll 2d6, average 8 plus, tell me your effect, blah, blah, blah. Because all that is rolling initiative with extra steps. So you can roll 2d6, add your either your intellect or your dexterity, and just give me a number. Or just plug in that number, because you don't have to worry about your effect, because it's all the same either way.
And do we get like a massive bonus from the
Oh,
naval
right,
roll?
and you get a +5 because of Beth's tactics roll.
So I got 9 plus 5 is 14.
I get a 9. My dexterity is a 12.
12 gives you a +2.
Yeah, so I rolled a 7 and got a 2. Added 2.
Well, if you would just get a 7. Well, 9, because you got, so
Yeah,
if you rolled a 7 +2 is 9.
yeah. That seems okay.
Okay, so this makes more sense. Between Ting and Ox, which one of you wants to go first? Ox is on guns, so
I want to.
I'll let Ting do his sensor thing first.
Yeah.
Good idea.
That's a 9. That'll be a successful lock, I believe.
It is, and so Ox will get a +1 to his gunnery turrets, in addition to let's see.
Am I able to talk to them too?
Yeah, you get a plus. What do you?
Or do I have to?
Or do you want to say something, or do you want to just target and let him shoot and then say something? Because I would assume that Ox is going to be in the ion barbette.
Yeah, I thought that was the plan.
Do you want to say something after they're disabled, or do you...
No, we'll see what happens after it. It's more fun this way.
Okay.
Hit him
So, Ox,
first.
you have a +1 to your attack.
+1 to my attack. Here goes. Looks like it's an 11.
Ooh. All right, so let me double check this. But there is a sidebar about ion weapons. And it says...
Hopefully good stuff.
There's the sidebar about radiation. That's all good stuff.
Oh,
We're all
love
sterile
radi-
now.
Yeah, everybody's sterile. And ion weapons overload power systems, temporarily disrupting critical systems on board a ship without causing permanent damage. This can give a vital edge in combat while an enemy ship recovers or force an enemy to surrender before disabling. Instead of dealing damage as usual, ion weapons use the following rules. When an ion weapon successfully hits a target, roll for its damage, but ignore any armor the target possesses. Instead of, well, it doesn't have any armor, but instead of applying damage to the target's hull, it instead is temporarily deducted from the target's power, representing the disabling effects as they spread throughout the ship, forcing its crew to reroute power in order to keep the most vital systems online. This reduction in power lasts until the target completes its next set of actions in either the current round or the next. So it'd be until they complete their actions in this round. If the effect of the attack roll is 6 or more, the reduction of power lasts for D3 rounds. Hardened systems, if a system is listed as being hardened, as with /FIB computers, for example, the crew may choose to allocate any power to it before any deductions for ion weapons are applied. This ensures the hardened system will always have enough power to function, provided that the power was available before the ion attack. Okay, so roll 2d times 10, Ox.
Okay, 2D for equals a 9, so 90.
Okay. Oof. Oof.
Do they have any power left?
They do. It's fugly though. Wrong button.
They don't need life support.
Screw life support. Who needs
You
that?
don't need life support. The ship has enough oxygen to last at least 3 to 4 hours.
Oof. Oh man. So they had 190 power. They're now down to 30. Their maneuver drive requires 180.
They ain't going nowhere.
They ain't going nowhere. They do have 240 hull, but it's not like that matters when you are down to 30 power. They are functionally dead in the water. Nice shot, Ox.
Thank you.
So you guys can see that there's a, well, I guess Ting can see on his passive sensors that the sensors kind of go fuzzy for a second, and then your passive sensors show that there's electrical bursts coming out all over the Princess of Tobia. Keith, what are you doing on your turn?
Let's see. Should I be shooting at them, or should I, Captain?
do they have like visible antennas for in-system comms?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know that they actually function right.
The antennas?
They probably don't work right now because they only have 30 power points left.
Well, true, but I mean, if we were to like shoot the antennas off, we wouldn't have to worry about them talking to people later. Of course, it might make it hard to talk to
that would be a
too,
tough
but...
shot. I mean, they are at long range.
Next
That
round.
would be difficult.
Next round, I plan on jamming their comms. I mean, that's the order of things.
Dude, what I'm saying is that at 30 power points, they're lucky that they have life support left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't guarantee I can keep them that way.
Yes. Like, there's
You get
not a lot
closer.
because things went so well.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I could say is I could shoot it, but I don't think it's worth it right now. I think what we want to do is get up on it and get in.
Get down on it.
Get in.
So, well, keep in mind, Princess of Tobia will go before Captain Beth. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they do have 240 hull points. I mean, they have the same hull points that you've got. The only difference is they're not armored.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I could
but,
shoot the particle barbette. That seems like a good choice for me for
But
right
what,
now.
if we could get the stuff and the ship, we could get rid of the ship and sell it. We really could.
We need the money.
Yeah, it would be really nice.
We do need the money.
It would. So if we can get away with not fucking with them,
Yeah.
Could we sell it in this system?
You could fire a quote unquote warning shot over their bow.
That's not a bad idea.
Not bad at all. It lets them know that we are here. Yeah.
Okay. All right, warning shot it is.
Okay, go ahead and make your gunnery turret plus dex check.
And see, deep down, we really don't care if you do good or not.
Even if you hit them, it's a bonus,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
It's okay.
we
if
don't
you
care
hit 'em.
about these people. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Damn, I got a 10.
Okay, so you were successful. You fire a warning shot across their bow. It's not like they're going to turn off their engines. Their engines aren't operating anyways. Gregor, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to board. I'm putting on my combat armor improved.
Okay, so you...
Loading my Hope body pistol and my light shotgun.
Okay, so
and
you're at
heading
the...
to the boarding thing.
You are next to the airlock, next to the breaching tube, getting ready to board. Princess of Tobia goes back up to her regular 120 power points, but shuts down her engines and radios that she is surrendering.
excellent.
And will accept docking. So, Beth, you have two choices. You can either dock, or you can use the breaching tube and attempt to surprise them.
Shut down all sensors, turn down, power down, everything but life support. We're going to prepare for boarding. Any resistance will meet in your total destruction. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
They'll obey.
So the risk of docking is that they will fight back when we get on board.
Right.
Yeah, but do they have
Risk of-
full combat armor?
If you use the breaching tube, then they will be surprised, and we'll be able to just load in and start shooting people if we need to.
Then
Correct.
It's
set a
always-
hole in it.
Yeah. So, I just throwing it out there.
I don't think they'll fuck with us. I really doubt it.
All right. I don't know about that, but
So
I
the
think we-
difference is, hold on, I'll tell you what the difference is. So if you just dock, then it's going to be like, you know, an average 8+, or actually an average 6+ to dock, because they're not fighting it. Breaching tube. Hold on, I'm doing a document search.
This ship provides a bonus for pilot checks, doesn't it?
Well, that's what I'm checking.
Oh, awesome.
There we go. Probably helps if I spell there we go. Breaching tube. Oh, so it's an 8+, but you get a +1 roll to boarding actions. So, yeah, so you're talking about a 6+ if you just dock, or an 8+ if you decide that you want to use breaching tube. And anybody, so Glenn, who is ready to board, gets a +1 to his next action.
Cool. I would rather not use the tube.
All right, so no tube.
All right.
Go ahead and make your piloting plus dex check.
I like to send my camera drone with them.
Yeah, you can do that.
Got 8.
Okay, so Beth docks, and here, find it. Next week. Oop, wrong ship. There we
Next
go.
week we get the board.
Next week, we will board the Princess of Tobia, and you can get to being Yar pirates. You get to be bad guys.
So where's the boarding? Where are we boarding?
You will be boarding right here at 8, which is the airlock
Oh, good.
on deck 2. Deck 1 is mostly fuel and cargo. Deck 3 is all passenger cabins.
Swimming pool and hot tub on board.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
there's a gambling table. There's gambling tables in 4. There's kitchen and dining area. I mean, yeah, it's a luxury liner.
And I assume we have stun grenades in the locker.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
Yeah. Do you have a couple, or are you down to 1? I thought you were down to 1.
I have 2 stun grenades and 1 frag grenade.
Yeah, well.
And 4 smoke. But I'll give him my 2 stun grenades. Oh yeah, I will. I'm removing them from my character sheet, so you get 2 stun grenades.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Glenn is going to be the vanguard. He's going to run in with the shotgun and 2 stun grenades first.
Oh, hell no. The stun grenade goes first.
Right. Yeah. That's true. All right. We will pick this up next week on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock with the boarding of the Princess of Tobia subsidized liner.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
All right.